Thank you so much for your presence here. And a little bit sorry because my voice was breaking a little bit, but that's okay. Um, Hello, beloved family. I am deeply grateful to be here with you today and share this moment. And first, I want to thank Papa Honeycutt for giving me this opportunity to stand here in front of you and share a little bit of what I'm going through these days. I don't know if some of you may remember what I talked about last time when I was here. Today's message is like a continuation to that message from last time. The title of today's message is My Spiritual Journey, The Discovery of Self. I chose this title because it reflects what I'm experiencing right now. And I truly believe that it's a message that can touch and inspire all of us one way or another. And I want to thank you again for your presence here today. And it means a lot to me. Now let's walk this journey together. So last time I talked about the trauma, the depression, the self-forgiveness, the forgiveness of others. I even shared a few entries from my journal. I also talked about the relationship with my father, the love I began to cultivate for myself and others. But today I want to put a special emphasis in self-love and self-discovery. Can all of us honestly say that we know ourselves completely? I mean, yeah, because even me, with all the self-studying I'm doing, I still don't know myself completely yet. And it even took me a long time to actually be okay with that, the fact that I don't know myself. Now I'm getting to know myself with love, patience, and compassion. In my previous message, I talked about this blissful state I was in for 2 weeks in the beginning of 2024, where I was high on God's love. I don't know if some people remember that sentence. And I was pursuing that state of being, like I was obsessed with it. But then, without even realizing it, now I know that pursuing that state of being for me was pursuing perfection. But perfection is actually like, it's not something that we can achieve. So then I started embracing myself with all my imperfections. And don't get me wrong, it's really hard. It's really hard. And now my imperfections are endearing to me. I don't look back on awkward moments with embarrassment and shame anymore. Now I look back and I'm like, oh, that was so awkward. That was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that day. But then when I'm saying that, it's with a smile and I love myself in that moment of awkwardness. And all of that is thanks to meditation and journaling. I'm going to talk more about the journaling side because that's where I get to really discover who I am. I consider meditation and journaling my self discovery tools. And it's by observing myself, truly observing myself, that I've been able to know who I am. I'm going to tell you about a journaling exercise I've been doing. It's called the Death Journal. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. I actually found out about it on YouTube. You're on YouTube, you start watching one video, and next thing you know, you're just learning new things and something about, death journal, whatever. But that's how it happens. And the idea is simple. So imagine you're at the end of your life, and not to scare yourself, but to help you think about what really matters in that moment. And I write as if my life has already happened. And I ask myself questions like, what am I proud of? What would I regret? What do I want to leave behind for others? And I'm actually going to tell you exactly the questions that I answer in my death journal, which is number one, what were the top three moments of today that I like my old dying self to remember? Like, let's say I'm in my deathbed and I want to remember this present day, like January 26th of 2025. what are the three top moments of today that is worth remembering until the day I'm about to die? And then the second question is, what lesson did I learn today? Like, is there something that happened in that day where I learned a valuable lesson? And then the third question is, what are three concrete things I can do tomorrow to get closer to my life goals? And then if that day I don't do all the three things I said I was going to do, I have to write a plea letter that day to like explain why I didn't do it and give explanation, excuses, and beg for forgiveness, something like that. And then the fourth one is, what is a selfless act that I did today? What did I do for somebody? Maybe I said some to someone that, oh, I like your outfit, or like, you're looking very pretty nice today. I opened the door for somebody, or I gave a plate to someone, or I gave water to someone. This is a selfless act. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. And then the fifth one is, what am I the most grateful for today? So these questions help us reflect on what's important and where and then how we're learning and growing. Doing this exercise has truly changed my life. I'm not going to lie. It helped me be grateful for every day. And I want to do more for others thanks to that exercise. And I am becoming realistic with the expectation I see for myself. Because sometimes we're like, think, oh yeah, I can do this. Yeah, tomorrow, yeah, I can do this. And then tomorrow comes and then you're like, ugh, I don't want to do it. Or like something else happened and you don't do it. And at the end of the day, there's always excuses. Oh, it's because this thing happened. It's because this thing happened. But doing this made me realize that, okay, I think I have higher expectations for myself, and that's okay. I can just reduce the level. It can just be like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to take a 5 minute walk after lunch or something like that. And that's valuable. And also, it taught me to let go of things that weigh me down. For example, when I first started that, whenever I would not do the three things I was supposed to do, I would drag it along with me the next day. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I write again those same things for tomorrow. But then tomorrow again, I don't do it, and it became like a weight that I'm carrying with me every day until the day I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna let go of that. It was for yesterday. I didn't do it yesterday. That's okay. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow I'm a different person. So I'm gonna choose something different, something easier for tomorrow's Hakwa to be able to do it. And that's how I learned to let go of things that weigh me down. Like recognizing that this is weighing me down and then I let go of it. Now I want to ask a question. Who here has seen Inside Out 2? Okay, like somebody wants to tell like the plot of the whole movie, or like just a little bit of what this is about. No, no spoiling. Just the general idea. Mr. Hopper.
Oh, go somewhere. I almost can't remember now. I saw it.
Bob, did you
I
see it?
just remember she was struggling with anxiety a lot. And it was at, I think she was 13, 14 years old. And it just overwhelmed her eventually.
Yeah. Babe, you want to say something about it? No?
No, I think you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for those who haven't seen Inside Out, it's a movie about a little girl that was born, and in the movie, they explain the emotions that's going in her mind, but each emotion has their own personality in that movie. They're like a character in the movie. And in the Inside Out 2, there's a moment at the beginning of the movie where the emotions in Riley's mind, that's the little girl, they're looking at her memories from the day, and then they're deciding which one are going to long-term memory, which one are going to her core belief system, and which one should just throw away. And doing this exercise, oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. And doing this exercise, that's exactly what I'm doing. So instead of letting my emotion pick what I'm going to keep in my mind and in my belief system, I decide. So every time at the end of the day, when I'm answering those questions and I'm thinking about those moments with the feelings and the emotion that was going through at that time, I'm telling my body and my brain and my mind that this moment right there is one of my favorite moments of today. We cannot get rid of that. It also helped me observe my day, like really look at it and decide what's meaningful. For example, most of the days we go through the day without even like pausing and like thinking about what happened today. And we just, most of the time, we think about all the negative stuff that happened throughout the day. But doing this, I had to force myself to see positive things that happened during the day because all the questions are about what's great, you know? And I think it's a big help to change my way of seeing life a little bit more in a positive way instead of always seeing what went wrong and what was bad and what made me sad and unhappy. And then I didn't stop there. I started doing a weekly death journal. So at the end of the week, I go back throughout the days of the week and see what happened. And then I'll do monthly and yearly. And I'm even planning on doing like a yearly like entry every year. And every day I have a reason to be grateful. Every day I have a selfless act to remember. There's a lesson I've learned. It's amazing. Now, I'd like to share the last entry from my weekly death journal from last week. The question that I answered in that is, how do I feel in general about last week? So here it goes. First of all, I'm really grateful for last week. This exercise is making me shift my way of thinking and seeing life. I now look back at life with so much joy, gratitude, and love for myself and others. I no longer dwell too much on the negative stuff. I am less hard on myself and I am more productive than before. My relationship with my husband and parents in law is getting stronger. The bond is growing. I smile more often, even when I'm feeling low. I laugh and make other people laugh too. And even though there were some challenges, I didn't get overwhelmed. On the contrary, I was grateful that the challenge was an opportunity for me to get out of my comfort zone and learn and grow stronger. I am looking forward to more weeks like this past week. Even the awkward moments, I look back at them with nostalgia and joy. The death journal is the best thing I've ever got myself to do, and for that, I am so proud of me. I feel the presence of the source of life in me, but this time, it's like I am merging, aligning with its frequency. I am so grateful for all the things that are happening in my life. I am grateful for all the progress I've made and I am still making. Life is amazing. Thank you, Hakwa of January week 3. We love you infinitely, unconditionally for eternity. So this journal entry reminds me of how far I've come, not just in the past week, but in my entire life. It shows me that growth doesn't always come from perfection and ease. It often comes through challenges, awkward moments, and learning to embrace every part of ourselves, flaws and all. I've realized that self discovery is not a one time event, it's a daily practice, a choice we make to reflect and grow and to align ourselves with God's purpose for our lives. Oops. Okay. If there is one thing I hope you take away from today, it's you don't have to have everything figured out to start loving yourself and living with gratitude. Start small. Reflect on your day, find something to be grateful for, and trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is the part of the journey God has planned for you. We're all on this journey together, and the Heavenly Parent's love is with us every step of the way. Let's embrace it one day at a time. Thank you for letting me share this part of my journey with you today. May we all leave here with a deeper sense of gratitude, self love, and connection to the source of life that flows through us. God bless you all. Thank you.